9 o'clock p.m.
地震発生。
9:15 p.m. Earthquake magnitude 7.1. Near the east coast of Honshu, Japan. 21 minutes ago.
9:30 p.m. 9:45 p.m. 10 o'clock p.m. 10:15 p.m.
There have been additional tsunami warning in Chiba Prefecture in Uchibo area and also in Izu Islands. Tsunami warning have been already issued. The expected tsunami height is around 1 meter. There is additional issuance of tsunami warnings in Chiba and also in Izu area. Fukushima Prefecture. In Fukushima Prefecture, we expect tsunami had already arrived. Additional information about tsunami warnings. In Chiba Prefecture in Uchibo area, tsunami issues have been warned. Warning have been issued in Fukushima, Iwate, Miyagi, Ibaragi, in Chiba Prefecture, Kujukuri, and there are tsunami warnings that have been issued along the seaside of Fukushima Prefecture. To 68,000 who are the residents of the Fukushima Prefecture have been already announced to evacuate, and they have been ordered to evacuate. And also in the Kashima Park and also in the Memorial Hall of this local area, there are around 70 people coming. And in Fukushima Port, 90 centimeters of tsunami, and also in other areas, we have observed 60 centimeters of tsunami in Onahama Port. Please remember that Great East Japan earthquake. Please evacuate immediately to high grounds.
During the Great East Japan earthquake, people have been swallowed by the tsunami waves because they have returned to their homes after evacuating once. So please do not return until the
10:30
warnings
p.m.
or alerts have been released. This is Owarai town in Ibaraki Prefecture. We are now showing live footage from the town. As of 7:08, a 50-centimeter tsunami wave was observed at this port. And we continue to speak to our desk. Can we read anything from the screen here? Well, we do not see any tidal level changes, but at the port, a 50-centimeter tsunami was observed, meaning that water has washed ashore. Therefore, please make sure that you remain evacuated on higher grounds, and please do not try to return to the shoreline. A little after 7, a 50-centimeter tsunami was observed at Owarai Port, and 50 centimeters may seem rather low. However, the first wave of tsunami was just several tens of centimeters high, and already tsunami waves are arriving along the shore, and it could become very dangerous. So the tsunami height, just because it seems like a low tsunami, please do not think it's safe. Make sure that you evacuate and do not return to low ground until the warnings or alerts have been lifted. And the Chief Cabinet Secretary will be holding a news conference soon. As of 7:08 in Owarai Port, a 50-centimeter tsunami wave has been observed, and as of 6:49, a 60-centimeter tsunami has been observed in Onahama Port. And we are hearing about tsunamis reaching the shorelines in many areas. Please do not go close to the shore, and please remain evacuated on high grounds. And we hear sirens ringing at Onahama Port, Iwaki City, Fukushima Prefecture. We can see the water moving back and forth. And a new information in Tateyama City, Chiba Prefecture, as of 7:13, a 30-centimeter tsunami was observed, and also in Ayukawa of Ishinomaki at 7:20, a 30-centimeter tsunami was observed. It seems that the water level is rising from 30 centimeters. So it shows the red arrow indicates that the tide level is rising from 30 centimeters. So please make sure that you have evacuated. And so in Ayukawa of Ishinomaki, the tide level is rising. And as of 7:13 in Tateyama, Chiba Prefecture, a 30-centimeter tsunami wave was observed. And from the nuclear power plant, at the third reactor of Fukushima Daini, the water cooling system has stopped, and water circulating to cool the fuel pool has stopped. However, the water within the spent fuel pool is enough to keep the spent fuels cool. So the water in the pool is enough to keep the spent fuels cool, and therefore it is not going to create a dangerous situation immediately. At the Fukushima Daini nuclear power plant, in the third reactor, the water cooling system that supplies water to the spent nuclear fuel pool has stopped. However, the water in the pool is currently enough to keep the fuel cold, and so there is no immediate danger at the nuclear power plant. TEPCO says that the spent fuel pool at the Fukushima Daini third reactor, the water system that supplies cooling water has stopped. Right now, the water temperature is 27 degrees, and the temperature will not rise to dangerous levels for a while. And in Yaene and Hachijojima Island, a 30-centimeter tsunami wave was observed. And in Tateyama, Chiba Prefecture, as of 7:13, a 30-centimeter wave was observed.
In Ishinomaki, Ayukawa, we have observed tsunami of 30 centimeters at 7:20. However, as you can see the red arrow, the tsunami's height will go up. And also in Hachijojima's Yaende, 30 centimeters tsunami has been already observed. And we'd like to talk with Mr. Honda, who is near the Ishinomaki. Mr. Honma, are you ready? So we are giving you the information of the tsunamis in Soba Port. 19 centimeters of tsunami at 7:06. Onahama Port, 60 centimeters of tsunami at 6:49. 50 centimeters of tsunami at Oarai at 7:08 in Katsura. 30 centimeters of tsunami at 7:03. 30 centimeters of tsunami in Ohunato around 7:08 in Tateyama, Chiba Prefecture, 7:13. However, in Ishinomaki, Ayukawa, 30 centimeters of tsunami has been observed at 7:20. However, the red arrow indicates that tsunami height will go up. And also in Yaene of Hachijojima, the 30 centimeters tsunami have been observed. Tsunami will come repeatedly. And also, we would like to warn sometimes the second and also the third waves of tsunami will likely to become higher than the first wave. And above the Kesennuma in Miyagi Prefecture, we are going to have a report from the helicopter. And this is the Kesennuma city in the Miyagi Prefecture. As you can see, this is the Kesennuma port. And we would like to take a look at how the sea is. From above, we are not observing any changes. And before arriving at this place, the roads were serving normally because the traffic lights were on and also the lights were already on. And from above, we are not seeing any changes. Ogiwara-san. So the area that we are observing, because they are still having a construction after the Great East Japan earthquake. Yes, as you can see, there are some. As you can see, there are some materials in order to provide protection from the waves. Is there any changes in the city areas? And this area, as you can see, the reconstruction work is going on. So on the other hand, far away from the sea, it seems that the cars are running as a normal day. And also, we are not seeing any kind of abnormality in the traffic lights. So, can we take a look at how the sea... So, in Miyagi Prefecture, the tsunami warning has been issued. Yes, on the right-hand side, so you are flying above the Miyagi Kesenuma port. So you are not seeing these kind of countering sites for the shells. But in Ishinomaki area, the tsunami has been observed. Therefore, there is a concern that tsunami might reach Kesenuma area. Therefore, you need to be very cautious, isn't it? Yes. So, from above of Kesenuma port, we have not seen any big wave coming to Kesenuma port. However, we need to be very cautious. If there is any change, please inform us. This is a live shot of Kesenuma city of Miyagi Prefecture, where the tsunami warning has been issued. There have been observance of tsunamis in local areas. So we are going to have the press conference by Mr. Suga.
Today at around 5:59 off the coast of Fukushima, a strong earthquake hit the area, registering an intensity of 5-, and a tsunami warning has been issued in Fukushima, and from Aomori to Chiba Prefecture along the Pacific coast, tsunami alerts have been issued. And in Fukushima, a tsunami wave as high as 90 centimeters has been observed. We hope that people living in areas where tsunami warnings or alerts have been issued would evacuate quickly. So far, at the Fukushima Daini nuclear power plant and the third reactor, the water supply for the water cooling system has stopped operation. However, there are no concerns of sudden rises in the spent fuel pool or radiation leaks. And so far, no abnormalities have been identified at other nuclear power plants. Based on this situation, as of 6:17 this morning, the Prime Minister has called upon people to make sure that accurate information is issued to the residents, and we will cooperate with the SDF to carry out rescue operations in areas where it is needed. The Prime Minister has instructed us to do that. I have received a telephone call from the Prime Minister directly. The government, right after the earthquake hit, has established a task force and a liaison office within the Cabinet Office, and based on the tsunami information, we have issued warnings, and we have the Director Generals of the agencies involved to carry out necessary measures. We will continue to capture information about any damages so that we can swiftly move on to take counteractions. And I'd like to call upon the people that since tsunami warnings and alerts have been issued, if you are living along these areas, please evacuate to safe areas. And also, in areas that had felt a very strong quake, please make sure that you have the latest information on the earthquake. And that is all from myself right now. That was a news conference by the Chief Cabinet Secretary Yoshihide Suga.
予想される津波の高さは3メートル。実際に津波が観測されています。急いで逃げてください。
Here's what we have so far. A magnitude 7.3 earthquake struck off the coast of Fukushima Prefecture in northeastern Japan at 5:59 a.m. Tuesday local time. Japan's meteorological agency says a short while ago a 90-centimeter tsunami hit the port of Soma and a 60-centimeter tsunami hit the port of Onahama. Both are on the coast of Fukushima Prefecture. There are reports of minor injuries. The tsunami warning for coastal areas is still in effect. The agency says the wave could reach 3 meters. They have also issued a tsunami advisory for prefectures in northeastern and eastern Japan. Anyone in those areas should listen to local authorities and disaster management officials for information and instructions. The JMA is calling on people in the area where the tsunami warning is issued to leave coastal areas or riversides immediately. The agency is telling them to evacuate to a safer place, such as higher ground or an evacuation building. Here is video of Onahama Port in Fukushima, or this is a live view of Onahama Port in Fukushima. Tsunami will hit repeatedly. Do not leave evacuation areas until the warning is cleared. We'll bring you more details as they come in. Once again, a magnitude 7.3 earthquake struck off the coast of Fukushima Prefecture in northeastern Japan at 5:59 a.m. Tuesday local time. Japan's meteorological agency says a short while ago a 90-centimeter tsunami hit the port of Soma and a 60-centimeter tsunami hit the port of Onahama. Both are on the coast of Fukushima Prefecture. There are reports of minor injuries. The tsunami warning for coastal areas is still in effect. The agency says the wave could reach 3 meters. They have also issued a tsunami advisory for prefectures in northeastern and eastern Japan. Anyone in those areas should listen to local authorities and disaster management officials for information and instructions. The JMA is calling on people in the area where the tsunami warning is issued to leave coastal areas or riversides immediately. The agency is telling them to evacuate to a safer place, such as higher ground or an evacuation building. Tsunami will hit repeatedly. Do not leave evacuation areas until the warning is cleared. We'll bring you more details as they come in. Fukushima Prefecture says nuclear plant operator TEPCO reported that it observed a tsunami at 6:34 a.m. Japan time. The prefectural office has no details of damage or the height of the wave yet. Here is video of Fukushima Daiichi during the quake. Japan's meteorological agency says it observed a 60-centimeter tsunami at the port of Onahama, coastal Fukushima Prefecture, at 6:49 a.m. Japan time. We now go back to our simultaneous interpretation of our domestic broadcast.
6時33分、東京電力福島第二原子力発電所の沿岸部に
The 1 meter of tsunami has been observed. So as I have said, 1 meter of tsunami has already reached this area. Therefore, please evacuate immediately. In order to save your life, please go to high grounds. If you cannot find any higher grounds, please go to places which is far away from the sea line. Please evacuate immediately. Don't go back, and please inform the neighboring people to evacuate. Therefore, please evacuate right away.
先ほど新たに仙台港、岩手
And
県久慈
also
港で
in
新たに津
Sendai
波が観測されました。
Port and also in Iwate Prefecture in Kuji, 80 centimeter of tsunami in Sendai and also 80 centimeter of tsunami in Kuji, around 7:25 and 7:37. As you can see, this red arrow is indicating that we are going to observe higher tsunami.
引き続き福島県の沿岸に津波
And
警報
this
が出て
is
い
the
ます。
coastal area of tsunami of Miyagi Prefecture. The tsunami warning have been already issued. And the live shot is this Ishinomaki of Miyagi Prefecture. In Ishinomaki, Ayukawa, 80 centimeters of tsunami had reached at 7:39. However, red arrow is indicating that we are going to observe much higher tsunami. So there have been already tsunamis are reaching the wider area. The Fukushima first nuclear plant and also the second nuclear plant in Fukushima areas. There hadn't been any damage of tsunami and also the earthquake. However, for the second nuclear plant, the third reactor, because there is so-called the spent nuclear fuel pool, and therefore the cooling system for this fuel pool has been stopped. And according to TEPCO, the temperature is 28.7 right now for the spent nuclear fuel. Therefore, it hadn't reached the upper limit of 65 centigrade yet. This cooling system for the spent nuclear fuel pool has stopped, and there is a strong concern about this. But right now, they are not able to find the cause that had caused the stoppage. And the temperature rise, it is gradually and slowly rising. And according to the internal rule, there is a limit for the operation, and the upper limit is 65 centigrade. And at 6:10, the temperature right now is 28.7, and per hour there will be an increase of 0.2 centigrade. Therefore, it takes around 7 days or maybe around 1 week in order to reach the upper limit. And also, this level of danger, the third reactor, there are 2,544 spent nuclear fuel loads in this cooling pool in the third reactor. However, this is the spent nuclear fuel, and therefore the water temperature will rise gradually. However, we do have a room for a week, and therefore we need to recover the cooling water system in order to keep them cool. And according to the nuclear agency, we have received a comment from the nuclear agency, and yes, they have received the same information, and the temperature rise is gradual, and they are going to have more cautious approach in order to maintain this level. The cooling water system had stopped. Do you understand the cause, as I have said? Or because they are not able to find out what caused the stoppage of this cooling water because of the strong earthquake, then this spent nuclear fuel pool may be shaken, and therefore there is a massage tank over there, and maybe this tank or the surge tank has stopped. So maybe there is a change in this surge tank for the nuclear fuel, spent nuclear fuel pool. And this is a live shot that have been conducted by the SDF of the nuclear plant.
Is there anything we can learn from this footage? So far, it doesn't seem that we can see any effect of a tsunami or that the buildings have been affected in any way. The footage does not show any signs of changes, and we do see the ocean at the top side, and we have heard that a 1-meter high tsunami has washed towards the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. So what is the effect of the tsunami waves? Well, so far we do not have details, but the precinct where the power plant buildings are, it is higher than, of course, the water levels, and therefore I believe TEPCO are trying to confirm the safety of this area. And we do see tanks right now in this footage. And it does not seem as if the tanks have been affected in any way. And we see vehicles running in the area. So let's now look at the situation. As of 6:50, the cooling system for the spent fuel pool in the third reactor of Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant has stopped operating. The Nuclear Regulatory Agency says that so far the cooling water has not leaked out, and TEPCO are preparing to resume operation of the cooling system within an hour or two. The third reactor at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant, the cooling system for the spent fuel pool has stopped. There was an alert, and the water supply has stopped. However, the Nuclear Regulatory Agency says that so far no abnormalities have been observed, such as cooling water being spilled out or leaking. And TEPCO are now preparing to resume operation of the cooling system. And this is footage taken by the SDF along the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. We cannot confirm whether the waves we see are tsunami or ordinary sea waves. This is footage taken by the Ground Self-Defense Force along the Fukushima Daiichi. We have been reporting that Fukushima Daiichi has observed a 1-meter high tsunami wave. This footage right now is looking at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. We see the foams of the ocean, the white foams. However, we do not know. We cannot confirm whether this is tsunami waves or just ordinary waves. But still, tsunami warnings have been issued. It still remains. This is footage taken along the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. The footage is taken by the Ground Self-Defense Force. In Tohoku and in Chiba Prefecture also, tsunami waves have been observed. And we cannot confirm whether tsunami waves have washed ashore close to the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. But in Soma Port, as of 7:06, a 90-centimeter tsunami wave has been observed. In Ayukawa of Ishinomaki, 80-centimeter wave was observed, and the tide level is rising. And this footage has been taken by the SDF. And we are looking at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. This is live footage taken by the Ground Self-Defense Force. And we continue to speak to our reporter, Mr. Kutsukake. What can we understand from this footage? We do not see any damage on the buildings. We cannot cite any damage so far. And the reactor buildings are built on a ground level that is 10 meters high from the sea level. And also, an embankment has been established along the coast. Therefore, it should be protecting against tsunami waves.
And this is a live shot taken by SDF. And this is a live shot of TEPCO's Fukushima first nuclear plant. From Iwaki City, from Fukushima Prefecture, I would like to talk with Kadota-san, a cameraman. Mr. Kadota? Yes, I'm in the Hisanomachi-chiku in the higher ground, and also we are able to watch the sea, and we are not observing any changes of the sea level yet. And this is the evacuation site for the Iwaki city. As you can see, after the issuance of tsunami warning, there are people who had evacuated. As you can see, the fire departments are already here to watch. And there are some people who are trying to walk to the higher grounds. As you can see, the center of the screen, as you can see, there is signage of the source, and also we are able to watch the traffic lights are working as normal. And in the front part, in the center part, so this is National Highway number 6, and on the left-hand side there is a residential area, and on the right-hand side we are able to watch the sea, and we are not able to see any kind of wave changes. And in the Great East Japan earthquake, this is the area where the tsunami had made devastated damage. So they are trying to build the wall in order to prevent the waves. From Hisanomachi-chiku, from Iwaki,
11
this is a
o'clock
report
p.m.
from this Fukushima prefecture. So we are able to see those people who had evacuated. It is very cold outside, therefore please try to wear the warm clothing. And this is the breaking news. The third reactor of the second nuclear plant of Fukushima, the cooling system had stopped for this used nuclear fuel. However, the TEPCO has announced that they are able to restart the cooling system pump. And this is a pump to exchange the water for the cooling water system. And until now, they are not able to find any kind of abnormality. And now they have restarted, and they have restarted the cooling system for the spent nuclear fuel pool. Therefore, the pump has restarted, and they are able to start the cooling system. So after the earthquake, so the pump had stopped automatically. Therefore, after an hour and a half, the cooling system had restarted. However, the cause is not clear yet. And I think that TEPCO is making a full research in order to find out the cause of the stoppage. So if we get the new information, we are going to give you. As you can see, the tsunami warning have been issued around the Fukushima prefecture and also in several areas. Therefore, please evacuate immediately. Tsunami has been already observed, and there is a concern that much higher tsunami will hit the areas. So tsunami will come around for two times or 3 times. Therefore, please inform the other people and also the neighboring people in order to give them information that there have been a tsunami warning that have been issued.
では各地の津波の観測情報をまとめてお伝えしていきます。
So let us report on the tsunami information in Fukushima. Tsunami waves have been observed, and the meteorological agency says that higher waves could be observed going forward. Up until 7 in Soma, as of 7:06, a 90-centimeter tsunami was observed, and in Onahama at 6:49, a 60-centimeter tsunami wave was observed. And in other areas, higher waves could have hit. The tsunami wave estimate is 3 meters. Please make sure that you have evacuated to higher grounds.
宮城県仙台港で午前7時25分に80センチ。
It is 8:02 in Japan, Tuesday. At 5:59 a.m. local time, a magnitude 7.3 earthquake struck off the coast of Fukushima Prefecture in northeastern Japan. Japan's meteorological agency says a short while ago, a 90-centimeter tsunami hit the port of Soma, and a 60-centimeter tsunami hit the port of Onohama. Both are on the coast of Fukushima Prefecture. There are reports of minor injuries. The tsunami warning for coastal areas is still in effect. The agency says the wave could reach 3 meters. They have also issued a tsunami advisory for prefectures in northeastern and eastern Japan. Anyone in those areas should listen to local authorities and disaster management officials for information and instructions. JMA is calling on people in the area where the tsunami warning is issued to leave coastal areas or riversides immediately. We are now looking at video of Sendai Airport taken during the quake. This is video of Sendai Airport during the quake. We can see the camera shaking. The agency is telling people to evacuate to a safer place, such as higher ground or an evacuation building. Tsunami will hit repeatedly. Do not leave evacuation areas until the warning is cleared. Fukushima Prefecture says a 1-meter high tsunami hit the coast next to the Fukushima Daini nuclear power plant at 6:33 a.m. An update from officials is expected shortly. We're now looking at live video of Onohama Port in Fukushima. This is live video of Onohama Port in Fukushima. We'll now go to our domestic services with simultaneous interpretation.
大震災の際、多くの方々の避難場所となりました。今日もすでに数人の人たちが避難してきています。
This is an area where people have evacuated to during the Great East Japan earthquake. Several people have evacuated here, and a man said that he felt the quake when he was trying to ride his car to go to work. And he remembers the Great East Japan earthquake. He said that it was very scary. That was from Ishinomaki in Miyagi Prefecture. In Ayukawa of Ishinomaki, as of 7:39, an 80-centimeter tsunami wave was observed, and the tide level is still rising. So even along the coast where tsunami alerts have been issued, waves as high as 1 meter has approached the shore. So please stay away from the sea. From Tohoku all the way to Chiba and Izu Islands, tsunami alerts are issued, and in Fukushima, tsunami warning is being issued. And already tsunami waves have washed ashore, therefore please stay away from the shorelines. This is Ishinomaki in Miyagi Prefecture. As of 7:39, an 80-centimeter tsunami wave has been observed, and the tide level is still rising. Tsunami may wash ashore repeatedly, and the second wave or third wave may be higher than the initial waves. So if you live close to the sea, please do not return home, but evacuate to higher grounds. The tsunami waves may wash ashore and rush up slopes. Please be informed on the latest. Please utilize radio or the one-segment broadcast on your cell phones. And the Meteorological Agency is now ready to start their news conference. As of 5:59 this morning, a strong earthquake hit off the coast of Fukushima. And there are tsunami warnings and tsunami alerts being issued. I would like to first explain about the warnings and alerts. The magnitude 7.3 earthquake that hit at 5:59 this morning in Fukushima, tsunami warning is out and tsunami alert is issued all the way from Aomori down to Kujukuri and Sotobo of Chiba, as well as Uchibo and also to Izu Islands. So please make sure that you evacuate away from the shorelines and stay away from rivers as well. Please make sure that you have evacuated to high grounds or tall buildings. The tsunami waves may arrive repeatedly along the shore, therefore please remain in safe areas. And also in areas where the tsunami alert has been issued, the sea as well as the shorelines may be very dangerous. So if you are close to the shore, please move away. And the current may move very speedily, so please do not enter the sea or get close to the shoreline while the tsunami alert is out. An intensity of 5- was observed, and if in areas which has observed a very strong earthquake, landslides may occur, and therefore if you are working in these areas, please watch out. And also please be aware that a tsunami warning and alert are out. And now to explain about the earthquake, if you can please look at the handouts while I speak. The earthquake was observed as of 5:59 a.m. It was a magnitude 7.4 earthquake. Right after the earthquake, we issued a magnitude 7.3. It has been leveled up to 7.4, and the focus depth was 25 kilometers, and the mechanism of the earthquake was due to a fault, and an intensity 5- was observed in Shirakawa City and Tsukagawa City, Kunimi Town, and Tagami Town, or 16 municipalities in Fukushima.
In addition, mostly in Tohoku and Hokkaido and also Shikoku, the seismic scale 1 was observed. And I have already explained the important things to bear in mind. Today, at 7 o'clock in Iwate, Fukushima, Kujukuri, and Miyagi, and other places in Chiba Prefecture, tsunami waves were observed. And the following on, in 0.9 meter of tsunami was observed in Soma. This is the highest. And as of 7:30, the seismic scale 5 was observed, and also the seismic scale 3 and the 2 that was observed 7 times. And the seismic scale 1 was observed at 7 times. The new information, additional tsunami warning observed. The tsunami warning has been issued to Miyagi Prefecture as well as Fukushima. This is a new tsunami warning. A tsunami warning is now issued to Miyagi Prefecture, and tsunami wave is already arriving in Miyagi Prefecture. The height is expected to be 3 meters at maximum. So please evacuate immediately. Please evacuate immediately for life. As much as possible to go to higher places, to stay away as much as possible from coastlines and riverbanks. Tsunami waves might hit repeatedly. Tsunami waves can go up slopes and reach inner areas. Tsunami warnings have been issued not only to Fukushima but also to Miyagi Prefecture. Tsunami waves have already been observed in Sendai port. 80-centimeter tsunami wave was observed. Higher waves may hit. Please do not come to the coastlines. Tsunami alerts have been issued to wider areas. 3 meters tsunami wave is expected to hit, and the 90 centimeters tsunami was already observed in Soma, and 80 centimeters tsunami wave has already been observed at Sendai port. Tsunami warning has just been issued to Miyagi Prefecture. This is the footage of